Hey, this is John Bohlinger with Premier Guitar. Today we're doing a PG plays of the brand new Empress ParaEq MKII Deluxe. Now, as you can see, when I was playing in, I was turning the Empress on and off to kind of show you the way you can sculpt your tone to really cut through a mix. And I think that's where this EQ is a secret weapon. Before I tell you more about it, let me tell you about how we're recording it. This is my highly modified old 1952 Gibson Les Paul. Run through a couple pedals so you have a little delay and a little overdrive, and then run it into a rev amp, and then to Pro Tools and out to you all. The ParaEq features an all-analog signal path for a rich, expressive sound without altering your instrument's original tone. Both the MKII and the MKII Deluxe offer 3 parametric bands of EQ, a boost function with up to 30 dB of gain, and a true buffered bypass mode. The Deluxe version that I'm playing here adds fully variable bandwidth controls, low pass and high pass filters, and Baxandall low and high shell filters for exceptional control and fidelity. So the ParaEq gives you all the ingredients you need to sculpt your tone for any specific thing you need to get across. So say you've got a Les Paul, but you want to sound, kind of stick through in a country mix. Here I am just straight up. Nothing wrong with that, but it doesn't really say country music. But try this. Right? Totally changes the personality of the instrument. Now, a lot of you have found when you're playing a heavily overdriven guitar tone, you can really lose the mids. For instance, but engage the ParaEq. Now you can hear it's a subtle difference, but it makes a huge difference when you're hearing it with bass and drums in a band. So I love humbuckers in the neck position, but I find that they are a little unruly. You get this kind of woolly, wolfy sound. And if you try and just add presence with your amp, it can get a little shrill and you lose that bottom end. But this, for instance, here we are just straight in the amp. But put that in, it's just so much more present and clear without being shrill and without losing that warmth. And I think my favorite secret ingredient is right here in the boost pedal. This is your 2-in-1 pedals. The boost alone is pretty much worth the price of admission because you can get up to 30 dB of gain right there. Enough to push a almost distorted amp into distortion and a way to just punch out for a solo without being, well, you can actually dial it in right where you want it. I've got it right in the middle right here. So here it is without the boost, but then it's time for the kid to take a solo. Pop that in. really wakes up the amp in a nice way and gives you just that hint of drive depending on where you put it. Up to this point, I've been doing just subtle changes to kind of change the personality of the instrument to fit the track or jump out in the mix. But you can get as wild with this thing as your imagination. So just randomly tweaking around some knobs, I found a pretty cool tone. Here we are without it. Cool, but not all that interesting. But you know, it's interesting, on that song, Knopfler's really never hitting more than 2 notes at a time, and it just sounds huge because of that crazy tone he dialed up. And I'm not sure how he got it, but this, we just pulled up in a second here, and it's pretty close. So I've just scratched the surface of what the Mark II Deluxe can do. I found with plugging a bass into it, pedal steel, mandolin, acoustic, or electric, it can really bring out the best of what your instrument has and find a way to carve out your tonal place in the mix. For more information about it, go to empresseffects.com. This comes in at $350. It's John Bohlinger. Till next time.